What's going on, everybody? Payneblade back here again from Server 1 representing IC. Guys, welcome back to part 2 of the all-type arena themes. And yesterday, guys, we focused on building a full A team. You guys saw the big guns come out. You saw some crazy nukes, some big numbers, and some crazy damage. Today, though, we're switching focus over to T teams. Now, the T units are built a little differently. And I'm going to show you guys, though, why they're just as dominating as A units and why they can sometimes be better than A units in arena. So T units are meant to do three main things. Control the battle, they're jack of all trades, right? So they do buffs and debuffs, and lastly they are actually pretty good nukes, even against some A units. There is a disadvantage in type, but they still bring quite a bit of damage to the fold, and at the same time a lot of them are AoE, so you are going to be hitting a lot of the units at the same time. So what I've done, guys, is I've gone ahead and built you guys a team. We're going to go ahead and look at that team right now, and we'll see why I built it, and I explain my thought process behind this team, and then I'll show you two arena matches, once against Luck, which is the top arena points for me, and then one which is AJ, which is my top opponent essentially in S1, and I'll show you guys how dominating T units can be. Alright, so let's get into it real quick, and let's look at the actual team itself, and I'll explain to you guys what I built and why I built it, and then I'll show you some notable other T units you can add to your team to dominate just as much. Alright, so my 4 style is pretty straightforward. Mama Sakura is there to do AoE stun. She's there to heal, and I'll explain to new players especially. A lot of healers healing stacks off of attack. So the more attack you have, the more her heals will do. That's why she thrives best in force for that specific reason. Also, she does a attack up for anyone in her rotation at the start of her turn, and also she does damage rate reduction down with her skill too. So a really good overall unit that gives you everything, right? Jiraiya is there for buffing T units as well as buffing units in general, plus he's mainly there to help me build my tribe gauge quicker, so I can do the co-ops faster on the opponent than the opponent can on me. So that's a really important unit to have, but there are other ones you can replace for him as well too. And then Minato's there to do a nuke, same thing, fantastic nuke against any unit nowadays. You can use Boruto to back up another unit, the UR version, and there are other nukes that are T units that can also do really well outside of him, like the brand new Mitsuki. So that's who I decided to choose for this one. Alright, so Minato's there just to clean up essentially and nuke everything down. My spirit cell essentially is my buffing cell. I have Sasuke Kirin here for damage rate reduction down, but I have him for attack up and damage increase rate up, and his AoE nuke and stun. Itachi also an AoE nuke, but he also gives attack up and crit rate up, but he also does guard rate up with a skill 2 to give me survivability against A units, and also does crit damage up, crit rate up, and attack up. So he's overall my favorite unit in this game, just because of everything he brings to the table, right? And then we have Kamui Kakashi here. I have him there to do Kamui essentially. He's just a special, and if anybody in the cell after he does it kills him, or if he kills somebody, they get probably the best buffs in the game. So it's crit rate up, crit damage up, and attack up, and damage increase rate up. So he brings a lot to the table as a buffer. So as I was mentioning, T units are jack of all trades, but their main goal is to buff and debuff. All right, and then lastly I have Sai here. I have Deidara Sai's for chakra up and attack up for skill 2. Deidara is here for AoE stun, crit rate up, crit damage up, crit suppression, and lastly Kid Kakashi's here for his attack up and his crit rate up on his buff and to nuke essentially. Alright, so other people you could have added into this cell, guys, as T units is if you wanted another nuke, you could have SMN, who does crit rate up on himself and then does massive damage to units. Same with Pain, he also brings the buffs for the team as well, so they're really good units to have as nukes. You can also add in Gaara if you want a little more survivability, because his trait does damage rate reduction up if you're slower than the opponent, and his LB2 gives you damage increase rate up if you're faster. Orochimaru, if you want to just pretty much control the battle with debuffs, great unit there. Boruto, I already mentioned, probably one of the best nukes for a T unit, can do insane damage against A units, so it's pretty damn cool to see that. Mitsuki's also another amazing PvP unit for debuffs and buffs, and the fact that he's only a power creep unit with a single target stun now, so amazing unit for this. Toby can never be disregarded. His AoE stun, his burn, his damage rate reduction on D units pretty much makes D units like soft as butter, guys. Like you can melt right through that so quickly. So amazing unit to have as well too. Shikamaru, probably one of the best T support units out in the game, gives everybody attack up if you're a T unit. His skill 2 gives attack up, his trait gives attack up, plus he does the largest damage rate reduction rate down on a single target, and he does a Shadow Stitch, which is a stun essentially. Kabuto's also pretty good. Sarada's also pretty good. They both have so Sarada does damage rate reduction, also does buffs to your units, and also does a burn, and Kabuto does healing and does insane damage to units that have a status effect. So a burn would be a perfect example of that, right? Chio should not be disregarded. She's the best healer in the game now, in my opinion, because her heals stack off her HP, or the maximum HP, so she can do up to 170,000 healing just on units alone. And she also brings the same thing with Gaara, where if you're slower you get a different buff, if you're faster you get a different buff. So great unit, does speed down, so if you're lacking a little bit of speed, she actually hits pretty hard too. Tsunade, really good healer as well too, but healers don't thrive that much on their jutsu. That's what makes Chio really good. It's a passive, and she does damage with hers while she gives chakra though. So that's another thing. If you're lacking Sai and you need chakra, Tsunade is not a bad option. The rest of the guys here, guys, I mean, they're not that bad. 1010 is notably really good for an R unit as a T unit. Mitsuki's actually pretty good still too, and Tamari's not bad. Yeah, that's right, I'm saying that. But she thrives better with A units because all of her buffs are with A units. And then Conan, if you need someone with an AoE damage rate reduction, she's not bad either. All right, so those are the units that I'd recommend. Everyone else is pretty much, they're okay. So let's jump into the arena battle, guys. I'll show you guys the one with Luck first, and then I'll show you guys with AJ. All right, so I've gone ahead and done both battles already just to kind of be ahead of the game, and I'll show you guys through ×3 speed to see what we're doing here. Okay, so this is the first cell I start with. I start off with my spirit cell, and nobody here has their skill 2s, and that's fine. Just watch the damage though. This was surprising. Look at that. I did not expect that damage on an A unit. Like, I didn't expect to take an A unit out, let alone, like, and that guard right there was huge too. The fact that I just took out an A unit without any jutsus, and an A unit couldn't take out any of my T units with a jutsu, was pretty startling. But again, that's all guard rate, guys, right? So here you go. So this is the tribe gauge up right there, and this is now Minato nuking. There you go, 568. And now I've already got an advantage because look at my tribe, look at their tribe, right? So my next turn I'm doing co-op right away. So this is a bonus. And if you're faster than your opponent, you can also go ahead and dictate this battle using a tribe special rather than a co-op, right? I still stick to co-op because I don't want to get blocked for someone getting stunned for some reason. So the UI is not very smart. But if you want to run, look at that damage. That's not bad for killing that off. And no one's died yet. I don't know if you guys have noticed. No one's died. Like, it's crazy. And here you're going to see co-op, you're going to see Sasuke Kirin do damage rate reduction, Itachi will do attack up and crit rate up. And then if you see, if Kamui even has a chance to go, I don't think he does in this turn, you're going to end up seeing all the crazy buffs. But I think Kamui does go on AJ's turn, so you'll see the buffs come up from here. Look at that, pretty much almost killed everybody there. And then Itachi always finishes it off. Those two together are such a dangerous team. There you go. And then we have our last cell here to finish. Now they're going to have their co-op, we won't have ours, because we already did it, right? But that's the advantage of having the co-op before. You can take out the cells quicker. So we get a stun, I don't think I do. Okay, took out Naruto, and I think I take out Gaara here, yeah. $1.65 million. Not bad, guys, not bad. That was non-co-op 1.65 million. There you go. Everyone but Mama Sakura survived. Again, that guard rate is huge. And that is a trait from Itachi, by the way. You guys wondering how I'm guarding so much? That's Itachi doing the guard rate up. And this is what I mean by he's my favorite unit in the game. He just brings way too much to the table. Like, yeah, Kakashi's great to have. He's probably the best nuke in the game. Will forever be the best nuke because of his instant jutsu. But you saw how little damage he did because of that guard rate, right? So there, that shows how dominating this T team is. Let's look at the actual AJ for days. Now, AJ for days, if you guys don't know, shout out to my boy. He beat stage 40 of the Abyss, so did Blue. Shout out to both of them, actually. I'm actually on stage 40 now. I missed the whole day of Abyss yesterday because of how busy I was. But AJ is actually the closest person to my speed. So, and he's the closest person to my power. But as you can see here, this team here is still going to dominate. Like, it's insane how good this T team is. I may actually end up using these guys a lot more than I thought, just from how I've seen them perform here. Look at that. That's just crazy damage. Okay, so here I know for a fact to lose Itachi. So this is kind of the problem, right? Like, the A units that are the OG units, especially that have the attack up on T units, can dominate sometimes with this power, but that's okay. Like, losing one unit isn't the end of the world. I'm already ahead by one, so let's take a look here. Mama Sakura, I think, stunned some. Yeah, there we go. There's a stun. Okay, and then I think this is where we kill Sage Mode Jiraiya. perfect, 723 non-crit. And see, a lot of those people are saying Minato isn't that good. Like, I kept telling you guys, he's a good unit. He's just not top tier. But as you can see there, he's pretty much eating alive all D units. He's doing insane damage against D units. So it's kind of what he's there for. Plus, he's a ramp-up character. Keep in mind, his damage increase rate goes up every time he does his jutsu. So you can't disregard him just because of one jutsu. He has to do a couple of them to see him really shine, right? You saw the last one, he did 1.68 or 1.67 million. Okay, so Sai's dead here. That takes away the chakra battery. And if you look here, like, I'm getting enough buffs here. So yeah, okay, so I think this is where you're going to see Kamui's buffs come in. So I'll slow it down here a little bit, guys, so you guys can see that. So watch the frames here. Oh, what happened to there? Huh. Oh, there we go. There it is. It came a little late. That was weird. But it showed up there. So it was a little lag there. I'm not sure why that was lagged. But you saw the buffs come in after he made that kill. Like, he doesn't have to make the kill, by the way. We found out it was a visual bug. Like, anybody can make the kill as long as he does Kamui first. So make sure you have him first or second at least. If you have the same cell as I do, as you can see here, sometimes he doesn't get even a kill off because Itachi and Kirin are so strong. Well, there you have it, guys. Honestly, I'm astonished how good T teams are. I did not expect to do that well, especially against hybrid teams, especially against A units. Like, I thought for sure I'd lose a lot more units, but by having Itachi there with the guard rate, if having Gaara there would have doubled the guard rate even. So those two units would have been great together as well too. But don't disregard T units as nukes. They can do a lot of damage, as you saw. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is an eye-opener for me personally. I don't know if it was for you, but if you guys are like, oh, I have a lot of these T units kicking around and I'm not using them because I'm just focused on A, so think about it twice. You might actually enjoy using them anyways. I do want to show though real quick their training section for type ability training, and I'll just go over what's available to them. So the first thing they get is damage increase rate, which is very low amount, guys. Because it is damage increase though, it's meant to be low. And then the second one is damage reduction rate, which is also very low too. We'll help them with nuking, help them with surviving obviously, but special ninjutsu is really what you want to get to at level 100. It's gonna take a while, but their special jutsus will actually go up by percentages here and they'll do more damage. So that they're not as good as A's crit boost and critical damage boost, but they still bring enough to still be dominating enough in arena and other content, right? So if you are going to build a full T unit, that's what's available to you at the third type ability training, and those are the percentages. So 0.6, 0.4, and 2%. Alright guys, this is Payne. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, eye-opener. What the heck? I'm still shocked to this point. Like right now, I watched it like twice and been like, how the hell did I dominate so much with all T units? But there you have it. Don't look over your shoulder. Like, they can dominate, guys. Alright guys, anyways, this is Payne. Have a wonderful day and we'll talk soon.